Hi again then guys, and welcome to episode 11 of Quattroporte, the review series of course for the four-door sports saloons and super saloons of Gran Turismo 6. And in this episode we're featuring the 1998 version of Audi's S4. Now this model is one of the more underappreciated sports saloons on Gran Turismo. It has a smaller engine than the newer model, which is a 4.2 litre compared to this car's 2.7. But interestingly, this is actually the more powerful and faster of the two models. Now the engine that it has is essentially a lower tuned version of the RS4's engine. So unsurprisingly, the performance of this model S4 is very strong. In fact, fully tuned, its 2.7 litre engine puts out 678 horsepower and 567 pound-feet of torque. Now it's all-wheel drive, fairly obviously, and it only weighs, despite the all-wheel drive, a pretty respectable 1,208 kilos, which is remarkably light for the sports saloon category. Now the power to weight ratio per tonne is a pretty decent 561, which is very good considering that this is no way near being the most powerful of saloons on GT6. That's still a very respectable power to weight ratio. And the PP on this car is also surprisingly low at 581, at which level it's actually one of the quickest saloons you can get, and also one of the quickest cars in general off the line. The acceleration on this S4 in particular is incredibly strong low end, with its launch off the line thanks to the all-wheel drive and high revving turbo engine being capable of outrunning even some supercars from 0 to 60 or even 0 to 100. The handling as well, unsurprisingly for an Audi sports model, is very good. There's tons of grip, but at the same time it's very easy to drive, very forgiving, and the perfect beginner's car to introduce someone to high-performance saloons. Now the price on this one is pretty high for an understated and non-premium saloon. It's a 71 grand car, so it is around 15 grand more expensive than the newer model, but I would say it is definitely worth that, because its range of effectiveness is better than the newer model. Not that the newer model S4 is a bad car, but this one is just superior. The newer model is a much more conventional sports saloon. It does what you expect a sports saloon to do, whereas this car really can surprise you. It's more of an Evo or an Impreza style of car, with that lightweight, nimble chassis, strong acceleration off the line, and the kind of car that you can really throw around corners. Now it's a lot more expensive than say an Evo or an Impreza, but it's also faster, because those cars have great acceleration, but then they kind of run out of steam a little bit for top speed compared to some other sports and super saloons. This car though doesn't. This car has a top speed of around 250 without NOS, so it's as quick as the RS4 is on this game. Again, pretty impressive for a relatively understated model, and overall I would say this is actually one of the best sleeper cars in the game, because even though it is obviously an S model of Audi's lineup, most people don't really consider this car of any importance in online lobbies, especially drag lobbies. Especially if, again, you paint it in an understated colour, such as this one, in silver. It just looks like any old normal four-door car. And then it launches off the line like a supercar. And, as we said before, the handling and grip and drivability allow you to continue that impressive performance, that shocking performance from most of your rivals around the track. Overall, I would say this is one of the most underappreciated cars on Gran Turismo 6 as a whole, to be honest, because it really is a very, very good car. And although, for its spec, it could be considered expensive, it is certainly worth consideration if you're looking for a good all-round saloon but also something that can be used beyond just the sports saloon category, because this car can give many vehicles, including sports cars, hot hatches, SUVs, saloons, and even some racing cars, a great run for their money at its PP level, around a surprising variety of tracks, thanks to the fact that not only does it have good handling and good acceleration for twisty tracks, but it also has that top speed for longer tracks, such as Monza or Bathurst. So overall, the S4 is, from what I've seen, a severely underappreciated model that is definitely worthy of your time and money. So that's it for this episode. I'll see you guys next time, and as always, thanks for watching.